Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
Is it absolutely necessary for you to bother me right now?
A few drinks, a few laughs. Ha! We'll see about that. This is a special brew. Very strong stuff. Let's get started. I'll start one. Down the hatch.
Oh no. Here we go.
Your turn. One down, my friend, one down. All right, then. And how about you? So says you. I think I've hit my limit on these things. Tell you what, one more and you win the contest. Wow, you've really done it. The staff is yours.
This inn looks...
You know, you're a fun person to drink with. I know this great little place where the wine flows like water. We should head there. Hey, you don't look so good.
Wake up. That's right. It's time to wake up, you drunken blasphemer. Of course. You don't remember getting here. I'm guessing you also don't remember coming in here and blathering incoherently about marriage or a goat. Which means you don't remember losing your temper and throwing trash all over the temple. DeBella teaches love and compassion, but that doesn't mean we're just going to tell you what you want to know and let you walk away from this. Pick up your mess, then apologize. And if we think you're sincere, we'll consider lending you aid. Talk to me again when you've cleaned up your... Well, you were deep in your cups when you got here. You were ranting, but most of it was slurred. You said something about Rorikstead.
I feel terrible. How are you feeling? That was quite a night, I think. Me too. It feels like a dragon relieved himself in my head. This is why I do not usually drink heavily. I wonder what came over me. Did I ever? The last thing I recall is you saying, "Go on, you are still blue. Drink more." Then there was a lot of running in the dark and laughing. Beyond that, I only remember fragments. A short steed? Feathers? Nothing more. Yes, it is a fearful mystery. One we should probably get to the bottom of. My head is thumping. Let us go discover the damage. Speak to me. If you need anything else, just ask.
The Temple of DeBella. You know, to be honest, I don't care for it. I'm a bit of a prude.
My friend, is your head screaming at you? Mine is screaming at me. Ow.
Yes? I don't know, but being shamed by a DeBellan priestess is by itself a feat. I mean, have you heard the sort of things they're into? I don't know, maybe he was eaten by werewolves. It's about as bad a guess as any. Probably a hallucination or something. You wouldn't leave me for a goat. A canary maybe, but a goat? Preposterous.
You've got a lot of nerve showing yourself in this town again. What do you have to say for yourself? Is that so? Does the name Gleda ring a bell? The star beauty of my farm? Kidnapped by a drunk lout and sold to a giant? You better remember her right fast before I call the guards and have you hauled away. You're damn right it does. I'll never breed another prize-winning goat like Gleda. And don't you think of coming back to Rorikstead until you get her back from that giant. You mentioned something like that when you were running off with my goat. Tell you what, you bring back my goat, and maybe I'll give a damn about your staff. You really don't remember stealing a goat and selling her to a giant? Are you thick? Go get her! At least she's bound to follow you back. You smell just like the fermented feed she likes. See you.
I think I may have killed a lot of chickens during our drunken night out. If you see any disgruntled farmers looking my way, act casual. I am thinking that it is good to be alive and by your side. I remember a little more now. You said, "Hey Inigo, I bet you that goat would make a lovely steed." That explains the sore tail. I fear we may have a noise that's
Takes care of that. So, it turns out Gleda wasn't dead after all. That is, of course, if you believe Gleda ever existed. Sure, she was being escorted by a giant, but at no point did he show us his invoice for the purchase. Until we see that, we have no proof the farmer's story is true.
Come on, Gleda. I am sorry for my actions the last time we met. I now understand you are not a short horse. My apologies.
You here from the city? Gleda! And not a scratch on her. Happy day! I still can't figure out why you stole her. You left a note explaining it, but half of it was gibberish and the rest had mead spilled on it. Only bit I could make out was repaying Isolde in Whiterun, and even that's mostly scribbles. Guess you could try there.
Isolde? I vaguely remember her quizzing me about being Khajiit. I may not have been entirely honest about her anatomy.
So, you're finally back. Look, I've been patient, but you still owe me. It's not about the money, really. I wouldn't have given you the wedding ring on credit if you weren't so obviously in love. But if there isn't going to be a wedding, the least you can do is give the ring back. That was one of my best pieces. You went right out to give it to your fiancé. Don't you even remember where you left her? And after you told me that sweet story of how you met in Witchmist Grove, I can see why she left you. How could you forget? It was the sweetest story I'd ever heard. You met at the full moon, under the biggest tree in Witchmist Grove, surrounded by fireflies. It was straight out of a storybook.
this person you wooed so quickly is. And if they had a sister. Oh no. Look up at the stars, my friend. Aren't they beautiful?
Darling, I've been waiting for you to return, to consummate our love. What? You wanted for that hussy Esmeralda with the dark feathers, don't you? I won't let her have you.
You are mine, hag.
Battle, live another day. Well, live to fight another battle, I presume. If this is a Hagraven mess, I think you should take the lead. A bigger lead than usual.
Gods,
No, I
you
insist.
were drunk. You can do better, my friend. I think it is safe to say you had a little more to drink than me. I am thinking, what were we thinking? And what were we drinking? Despite inexplicably becoming a drunken mess at some point, I still seem to have all my fur. At least there is that. If the weather stays clear, we may be able to watch the sunrise in a few hours.
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit Caravan... Excellent. Sorry it didn't work out. I know how excited you were for the wedding. You kept saying it would be a huge ceremony at Morvenskar. You said you even had some magic staff that would handle all of the guests. Farewell.
What is on? I'm thinking I smell wolves. So, we are heading to Morvenskar? I hope the Trail of Destruction, I mean, frivolity, ends there.
Otero once told me, you can grab a Khajiit by the tail, but not by the whiskers. Unless he's a warlock, at which point run like hell.
I am thinking that one of us should try to remain sober at all times. Mr. Dragonfly wishes he could wield a sword so he could fight by our side. For now, we will have to make do with his moral support. This place is nice. Smells a bit squiffy, though.
Hi. Speak, elf.
You're here. I was beginning to think you might not make it. I thought you might not remember your first trip here. You had a big night. I think you've definitely earned the staff. Oh, the Hagraven feather and so on. You can throw all those out. You see, I really just needed something to encourage you to go out into the world and spread merriment. And you did just that. I haven't been so entertained in at least 100 years. I am Sanguine, Daedric Prince of Debauchery. I know. How could I lie to you? Well, how could I trust you until we've shared a few drinks? But it wasn't long before I realized you'd make a more interesting bearer of my not-quite-holy staff than this waste of flesh. Let's be honest here. I don't always think my decisions through. But you're going places. Maybe a little influence from your old Uncle Sanguine could help adjust your course a bit. My pleasure. But I think it's time for you to go. No fun keeping you locked up in here with the staff.
Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
We survived a drunken night with a Daedric prince. Wow! We know how to have a good time, my friend. Or so the evidence suggests. Yes, it was certainly interesting. Still, I think I may lay off the drink for a while. Until I regain the trust of my liver anyway.
You want a drink?